with any luck. Let's see. Are we publicly? Can people just? Yeah, I think we've done it. So of course, because YouTube a while ago made the decision to truncate the number of subscribers that you could see publicly, but of course I can still see the real number. So we have 99,786. Either we'll put on the cat ears at 100,000, or if we don't hit 100,000 in a reasonable amount of time, let me just check the audio is all set up properly. If we don't hit 100,000 in a reasonable amount of time, then we might do it anyways. So we're not gonna dump it, because I thought doing it, I didn't want to do it late. So yeah, it's kind of also like the soft face reveal. Okay, so the first thing I thought we would do is, some people on Discord have been talking about this fake Roblox executor called Solara. Solara isn't fake, but there's some fake downloads of it on YouTube that are ranking quite high in search. So I thought we'd take a look at what they're up to. It's got everything. It's undetected, no key. It bypasses everything. Yeah. No, I mean, my face is. Oh, people want to turn up the volume. Let me see if we can do that. Game. Is this good? Added 6 decibels. Is that did people find the audio level good now? Or do you want another? I can add another 6 decibels if people want. Yeah, I mean, well, technically speaking, I mean, I have posted pictures of myself longer than I've had the channel. So, there we go. So, what do we got here? Actually, because I didn't quite have time to set everything up, so I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so we're at 300 concurrent. Oh, and first super chat. What's up, guys? Okay. Well, currently we're just downloading sysinternals suite, because I didn't quite finish my prep, but I thought we could just do that live, because people are asking. No more requests. No more requests, at least for now. The one thing I will promise is January 1st, 2069, we will do the live Serial Experiments lane, because that is public domain day, because in Japan it's 70 years. So that we're absolutely going to do. Okay, so we got that. Okay. Now we just need 7-zip, and then we can go ahead and get right into the malware. Only 299. It's we're at 97 or 99,799. So we need about 200. yeah. It's on a virtual machine. No, we're just doing it. We're just doing it. We're like, okay, that's this is QEMU. Actually, it's UTM, because I'm using a Mac, because I don't have a webcam on my desktop. But yeah. No, maybe what we'll do for 200K is we'll actually run it on bare metal, because people are curious about that. Obviously not on anything valuable, but that could be interesting. Could I tell you something about the lab environment? It's less like, I can, but it's not that interesting. This is literally just a UTM virtual machine. What I sometimes, usually I use VMware Workstation under Linux, and then we do, then I'll use, sometimes I'll use MITM proxy for the actual setup. The hardware, I mean, it's a Eric Clipture 269, yeah. No, I know, I was kind of surprised when it was that number, but it actually is. So we just extract the loader, real, no virus. Brumby's Pre-Cooker, Company Puzzelina's Guzier. Okay, I thought that says Steeler for a second. Can I add my sub count to the stream? I thought about it. The issue with doing that is that I'd need to screen cap a signed in browser, and I don't even know how to do that. 200k, you can do the sticker. Yeah, you can do that. Don't audit. Is edit, yeah. He thinks I'm using Debian or Elch. Usually, I would never use Debian on the desktop. Usually, on the Linux system, I use Elch. I used Ubuntu for a bit, but it kind of... Yeah, I almost want to make a video about it. It kind of blew up in my face, so I'm not going to do that again. Okay. So, we got the blinking CMD. I'm pretty sure that... what protection should I do? You have Windows and VMware. Well, it depends how paranoid you are. I mean, technically, you don't have to do anything, but let's see. So did it run? Yeah. No, you're right. It probably is a Luma Stealer. Or the trendy thing to do, actually, is to put the Stealer in the DLLs, and you actually hook into it so that the exe will pass on VirusTotal as being clean. But they don't always do that. What? Is that not actually a text file? Oh, there's a tiny bit of... It actually puts out a tiny bit of text, so let's try that again. Okay. Your clock matches my... Yeah, I am on the Pacific. What virtual... PID means process ID. Yes, it does. Okay. No, I mean, you can't get a guest to host escape unless either you make a stupid mistake, like, for example, doing something dumb with shared folders. There's no easy way of doing it. Yeah, we did make a tutorial for that. Yeah, oh good, 99.8. Okay. Let's just upload this one to VirusTotal and then we'll see if we can find some more. Why am I not using QEMU with Virt Manager? I actually do eventually plan on moving it, mainly because VMware is just way easier to set up. Like, okay, to get into what I mean. So if you want to use QEMU and have it be stealthy, you have to significantly edit the source code for QEMU to patch, because by default it signs itself. It, like, every piece of hardware is going to be QEMU. So you have to edit the source code significantly if you want it to not get detected. And maintaining out of like package manager packages on Linux is kind of a big pain. Wait, so I'm not Andrew Tate. You know, I half thought about, I don't know, getting like a fake cigar or something, but because one guy said he imagines that whenever I'm recording, I got the cigar in my mouth. I don't. Yeah, Jim Browning did a video. The difference is, yeah, this is Luma Stealer. Okay, so the difference is between what Jim Browning does in his tutorial and what I do is fooling a human scammer, right? Because Jim Browning is dealing with scammers. Yes, I do. I'm actually working with someone on the called RCE exploit. So the difference is, malware just scans a couple of strings to see who you are. On the other hand, a scammer is going to look and see and is just going to say, okay, these parts don't look quite right. Oh, my webcam's too big. Okay, I can fix that. Actually, we can take advantage of the aspect ratio. Not perfect, but we can do that. And I'll move it to the bottom because that's... There you go. Eric acting like it's real is not an AI model. It's not an. Bro's talking about Roblox executors. Do I play Roblox? No, I don't. Well, I've played it once. No, it's just a gold mine for malware. I don't. Honestly, I don't play any games regularly these days, but I do occasionally. Okay, so just gonna install Skylahide, and then we can debug this. See what's going on with this one. If you're talking about ransomware, no, you can't decode ransomware most of the time. It's theoretically possible, but usually you're gonna have to get the private key for it, and that's a nuisance. People asking me, yeah, I don't know if anyone will make one. How many computers do I have? Drop the skincare routine. A bad webcam. It works wonders. Oh, what was I saying about Jim Browning? Basically, when you're trying to fool tech support scammers who are real people, right? They're not algorithms. Algorithms will just search for a specific prohibited string on various parts of your computer. A tech support scammer is a real person. So they're just going to look and see if it makes sense. So they might notice things that malware wouldn't, but they're not going to go digging through every string. But what they would notice, for example, like a good giveaway, is if you have like an Intel Core i7 with 2 threads, excluding maybe some laptop CPUs, because there is no CPU that matches that specification. So they'll look for things like that, whereas malware is just going to look and see, oh, is that a VMware string? So let's open you in x64 debug and see what you really are. Is the mic a Shure SM27B? Yes, yes it is. Yes it is. Yeah, will the video stay on the channel? Yeah, I'm not planning on removing it. Okay. No, I don't plan on doing videos with the webcam. I don't think it I don't think it adds a lot, and I think it can, it can kind of interfere with, like it adds quite a bit to the production, and no, I don't think I would, because it takes the screen over. Do I use Wayland or X11? I like Wayland, but I've been using X11 because the capture's better. Did I pay $5,000 for IDA? I've never used IDA, so no. I do own a commercial license to Binary Ninja, which costs about $1,000, but I don't own IDA. There you go. Yeah. I just don't think it's that needed. What are you? Who is this? Okay, I'm just going to. Okay, just going to ban. I just upped 100k through. Pipewire capture for Wayland. Oh, no, you can definitely do it on Wayland. It's just not as good in my opinion. Okay, so let's see what else we can find. No, commercial is the highest priced Binary Ninja. It lets you link two files together. You can use it headless. And the other thing is, of course, like using something on a monetized video is technically commercial use. They do have an exception, but if you make more than a certain amount, you have to have a commercial license. Do I recommend Sandboxy? Yeah, sure. I don't really ever like the idea of having malware or like untrusted things running on your main computer, like without a VM. I think Sandboxy is pretty solid, though. I look young, but I sound old. I think actually the webcam quality is just like perfect to making me look young. But how old am I? I am 23, almost 24, to answer the question. Where did the video of the thing that I am not allowed to talk about go? Well, I'm not going to say the name of it or anything about it because it got taken down and I don't want to get another strike. But basically what happened was YouTube didn't like it. I think the issue was because it kind of, even though it wasn't legit, and I don't know, I'm probably actually going to remove all of my like rat videos for that reason. Because YouTube basically saw it as promoting hacking. That was at least the vibe I got. So that's why it got taken down. And they told me that they were not going to put it back up. So that's that. Eric, the text file. Yeah, I know that. Real Solara is like 200 points. Archive them all. Sandbox is fine. Do I have a partner manager? I know people at YouTube. In fact, if the Twitter picture people talk about was taken at a building that was owned by YouTube. Yeah, I could try and do more on getting that undone, but it's tricky because all of the policy right on YouTube is automated. So while you can sometimes get a strike removed, it's just a situation where an algorithm has to judge whether a video is appropriate or not, and sometimes it gets the wrong answer. Is Mac safer than Windows? I'm actually gonna upset some people and just unequivocally say yes. 99.9. Ooh. Well then, got less than 100 to go. What's the config.cd? Live count, please. I'm just gonna download because my notepad is broken on this, so I'm just gonna download VS Code. And test Xloader app. Okay. Sure. Let's find Xloader. Let's try it right now. That's funny. People saying they noticed they weren't subscribed. I know actually, Charlie Penguins actually said that the most effective way to get people to subscribe to your channel is just to remind them, because most people most frequent watchers don't actually subscribe. Can you make VMs airtight? You can. I mean, you mean like not? You mean offline? You can definitely not connect them to the network. Have I done Wave? Wave is legitimate. But like anything, you can get a bad download. The issue with Wave was there was an issue where a script in Wave could escape the sandbox, but I don't know if I even consider that to be a big deal. You've heard that malware can escape to your computer. Well, the problem is, like, and I'm gonna do like a lawyer speech, is nobody can like attest that will not happen. But I've never heard, like, okay, so the password on this is Solara. That's what I was trying to get. Is this face reveal? Well, that would depend on if you follow my X account or not. Oh, I think it's the same file then. Okay, so we got bin API. Let's see what's in this one. I'm gonna guess this is actually some sort. Yeah, this is an executable. Probably. We could get a hex editor if we wanted to confirm that. Autoexec test.lua. We'll open that in VS Code as well. Print feather autoexec working. Okay. It's not called X. I'm just going to call it what the domain is. Why don't I use QEMU KVM instead of VMware? I think I said this before, because, and I might make a video on it, because patching QEMU to make it not have obvious VM traces, okay, another Luma, involves, MZ means that. Patching QEMU to not be obvious involves editing tools. Oh. Microsoft Edge just got killed. Okay. Have you tried the file that you sent me? I have, actually. I couldn't get a conclusive answer because it's not like one of these where it just is a blinking CMD that does nothing. But I wasn't I didn't test it actually loaded. I know the real Solara. Yeah, I could tell you where that is. Live count. It seems the person who keeps posting these, how are you getting them? Actually, thinking of that. What's this? The thing I'm kind of curious about. So, have you guys been following the Kaspersky situation? Do I use Linux? Yes. When can I roll up Luma? Yeah. Yeah, I'm testing fakes. I know they're fake. Have I dealt with LAN spreading viruses? Why is the audio bad? Is the audio bad? And let me check. Let's check. I think it's fine, but is there an issue with the audio? Yeah, it's banned in the US. So, okay, the drama is there's this product, and I actually plan on making a video testing it, but there's this product, because Kaspersky users had their antivirus abruptly replaced with something called UltraAV, which sounds like total AV. Let's just see if we can find this by going ultraav.com. And it's owned by the same company, as Hotspot Shield, which is a VPN that isn't regarded very well. So I have some doubts about it. There's always a risk. Yeah, there's definitely a risk with cheats. Kaspersky is good, but the issue with Kaspersky is it's banned in the US. And given it's like a pretty serious ban, I don't really want to talk. I don't want to promote it because I could get like into trouble with sanctions. Less than 100 to go. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So to me, this is really sketchy. So UltraAV suddenly replaced Kaspersky. Now, we need to get to 100,000. We're almost there. Will I get a 100K plaque? Well, yeah, should be. Should get one. We'll see. Okay, good. It hasn't done that. Hasn't done the classical disable task manager, but it seems like the second Luma killed Edge, which sometimes it'll do. Okay. Yeah, Bitdefender's good. Yeah, no one's heard anything about UltraAV, which is always concerning. I'm just actually trying to find. Oh, okay, here it is. Ultra Secure AV. How long are we going to be streaming? Probably a bit more than an hour, but we'll see. Am I going to make a video on Roblox executors? Yeah, I probably will. Can we make a fursuit? No. I have the paid Bitdefender. Yeah, Bitdefender's good. From what I have heard, okay, and I don't spend a lot of time testing Windows antivirus, but from what I have heard, the antiviruses that are considered good is like Bitdefender. Oh wow, they're really trying to get rid of this. $3 a month. Okay, I just want to download it. But okay. Discord invites are currently paused. Well, I don't have any way of fixing that. I think there's some Discord mods in the chat. Basically, if too many people join our Discord in one go, that can get raid protection triggered. I don't think we're actually getting raided. Devirtualizing VM protect in a maid costume. Oh, that's an idea. Do I want the real download? I know how to get the real download. No, I mean, I'm generally with Roblox executors and whatnot, I'm just using them because they tend to have interesting samples, not because I actually want to download it. I'm sure you could. Well, I would use a VPN if you're getting something blocked. Wasn't UltraAV an abandoned scareware? I don't think it is. As far as I know, this is a relatively new. The thing that concerns me a bit about this is basically Ultra V. This is made by and I guess conflict of interest disclaimer that I do very soon plan on announcing a VPN sponsor, but that is not why I'm talking about this company. And my concern with Ultra is owned by. We can go and see Ultra VPN own a bunch of. That's not Ultra VPN. They own a bunch of VPN companies, and they also are related to Hotspot Shield, which is a VPN that has had some controversies for logging and adware. So I just I have some doubts about this company. I might have even talked about it in my. Yeah, there's even a malware tips guide on Hotspot Shield, which is related. Out of curiosity, what is your age? 23, almost 24. Where to send me malware? You can send it to my email or you can send it to Discord PMs. I'm not going to review anything that's being sent live because I don't want to risk getting. Have we actually hit 100? Let me just. I just need to validate that you're not lying, and then we can. Actually. Okay, enough people are saying it. I'm gonna declare this as being true. So it's time. So, oh, I'm just looking at my screen right now to see when this goes through. Nya, 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 nya. So there we go. We did it. We did it. I'll have to. Okay, yeah. Chat's a bit out of control. I already said nya. I already nyawed at you. How much nya, 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 nya? I think I'm pretty good at nyawing, actually, but. Okay. Now let's get back to what we're doing. Okay. Let's just see if we search for no virus. Let's see what we get. Best games with no virus 2024. You guys want to download something that has no virus? Did you ever watch Dan OCCT? Yeah, I've absolutely watched Dan OCCT. Now play We Have Become What We Behold. You can't say that with this. What was I saying? Just say 100k and said no. Where do I get malware? Where do I get malware? Wherever, like, I 99% of the time, right? I'm either here or okay. The other place I get malware is I go to here, and what we do is you have to have some idea of what you're looking for, and then you'll just you'll put in something that you think is going to get you interesting results. So maybe we'll try Valorant aimbot. Of course, you're probably not going to find a Valorant aimbot on GitHub. There is this aimfr, I think, is a real thing. And then I go to recently updated, and I can pretty much guarantee you whatever we're going to find here is going to be malicious. It's no virus, yeah. If it doesn't say no virus, don't download. Yeah, and sometimes you just literally I search no virus. But the other place I find stuff is people will join the Discord and they will say this or that. They say, "Oh, is this legit?" Oh, I think we may have just found something interesting. Putty.exe. What? So actually, just I'm trying to figure out what this scheme here is. Congratulations. Thank you. Search Discord Nitro generate. That could actually be a good idea. When searching malware watch blackout, what do you mean it'll dox me? What do you mean? Okay. Roblox circuit, yes. Congrats. Yeah. This is how professional developers do it. You gotta have the cat ears on when you're doing it. You think? Oh, actually, that's a good. Okay, now That's actually something I didn't even think about. That's not okay? Let's find out. Kitty greater than putty. Absolutely agreed. The thing that's amazing is there's a different program known as that's probably we can just execute it and find out if it's real or not. Seems legit. Search the XP pen drive. Okay. Actually, just use OpenSSH. Yeah. Putty is fine. Yeah, I think Windows now actually has it built in, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, I was thinking maybe it would... I don't think you can do reverse shell with putty, but it definitely shouldn't be there. Yeah, Kitty is Windows only. Yeah, well, if you're on Linux, you don't need an app to use a built-in command. If you install Wave on a virtual machine, yeah, you'll be fine, but I'm assuming you intend to actually abuse it. And of course, if you want to, you're not going to get the game to install on the VM. So if you actually want to exploit something, you're probably not going to have a lot of luck with that. My guess. You want me to test what? Okay, Disco Nitro Generator. All right, let's try that. I think that one's pretty obvious. If you want to, I mean, if you email me, I can send you a crypto address if that works. Because I don't think any of my like credit code processing things work in Russia. Please open the anti-opcode header. Wave. Wave browser is entirely different. Wave browser is just a bunch of adware. I actually had a conversation with someone who Sapphire Plea. I'm really scared of searching anything that has the word crack in it on YouTube because I got a strike for that once and it was such a pain to get it fixed that I just don't want to deal with pirated software. It's just too much work. It's not allowed on YouTube. Yeah, you can't run Roblox on a VM. Well, I mean, Roblox is a litigious company, so I ain't gonna say anything that piss them off. Oh, here we go. So, what do we have here? Import OS. os.symptom pip cryptography. Which browser is adware? Wave browser. So basically, Wave browser is this thing you'll sometimes see, and it's almost like a pyramid scheme. It's not actually harmful, but it just displays, well, essentially, it's kind of like, you can get it on the channel about page, my email address. So essentially, Wave browser is basically, so it's almost like a pyramid scheme. So websites have ads to support like the website and pay for their servers. So what Wave does is it actually replaces the ads that should be on the website paying the owner of the website with their own ads. So they can then basically steal your money. It also, whenever you go to places like Amazon, you can have an affiliate link and it will inject their affiliate link so that they will get all the money. That's what it does. It's 1312 Stealer. Yeah, it's probably a variant of 1312 Stealer, you're right. Could you reverse engineer them? Could I re-enable? Johannes seems to think that's a bad idea, and I trust him, so it'll be available soon. What do you mean? Get the Microsoft version. What is the danger of running malware under Wine? Yeah, BlueStacks is an emulator. Okay, so to the Wine question, well, of course, if you know, the Wine is not an emulator, so there's no isolation with Wine. The VM is already ratted. It's not. It's just Luma. It's not actually ratted. It's just Luma. Yeah, Wine has access to all files. Wine is not a sandbox. The only protection you might have is that you probably don't run Wine as administrator or root, so you might have that going for you, but no. You can, people are saying, yeah, you can get Roblox working on Linux. Yeah, I've actually reversed the thing you're talking about. It, as far as I can tell, it's legit. So let's just go through this. So what we do is we make this a bit more readable. And then what I always do, I'm going to make a proper thing in this in my school, but what you do is whenever, basically with Python, what you do is you just, if you see exec, you just replace it with print. Okay. And assuming we didn't do something really dumb, we should just get the source code. Please start an investigation on. Okay, I'm probably not going to remember that, so if you could email me that if it's something important. On the other question was about the $250 million hack. Yeah, I've heard of it. You know, the thing is, it's not terribly difficult. Yeah, because the way crypto works, you've just got to fool someone for a minute, and if you can do that, then you're probably you're golden. Like you've got them for life, essentially. So it's not that difficult to scam people in crypto. So I can believe it. Oh, so they've moved it to 1312services.ru, but it is, yeah, it is technically 1312 Stealer. What keyboard am I using? It's a Japanese one. It's a Real Force keyboard. It's got the topper switches. It's pretty expensive. The most embarrassing payload. Okay. I mean, does it have to be? Okay. Does it have to be? When we say most embarrassing, and I still don't quite understand. This payload is weird, but okay, there we go. Uh, I use I use every major operating. My main operating system is usually Linux, but sometimes I have pretty much everything. Most embarrassing thing. Okay, I don't know if I have a good answer for most embarrassing payload. Definitely okay. Most embarrassing thing I have done. That's definitely got to be when I was doing the null bulge investigation. You guys don't want to know how many explicit furry things I went through in the process of that. So there you go. That's the most embarrassing. Yeah. People ask me a lot, how do I find them? I'll make a video about Codex Executor. Maybe. Hmm. There's a weird one. How do you learn? Oh, you're wanting to do bug bounties. Well, you just gotta. Well, you gotta sort of figure out. Okay, if you want to do web, well, knowing how web dev is always helpful. Knowing like how web dev works and all of that. Yeah, well, those are Roblox executors use multi-line literal. Okay, I've just. Okay, well, I mean, what we. I'm just confused. I've never seen that error before in Python, but. Well, switching to Temple OS, will I be doing the 100,000 subscriber play button review? Well, I'm not currently looking to hire an editor, but you can email me if you want. If you want to do shorts, you can do that. How do you find malware? We do that. Try setting the coding to UTF. Oh, okay. Okay, that's embarrassing. Thank you for the help. I guess it's because I piped it using PowerShell. That's why it broke. I hate PowerShell. Thank you. How do you remove a rat? Well, depends. I would, like 99% of the time, what I would recommend doing is reinstalling Windows. But if you know where it is installed, so here is the actual source code to this dealer. And unfortunately, it doesn't have the new interesting Chrome thing. So it's just the same as the one I already looked at. Yeah, then all right, then email me. Yeah, so on the rat removal question, well, and we can go over to order run. Let's see if anything of this stuff we've run so far has actually been persistent. So what I would do, if you're able to get auto runs to open, and you can figure out what's going on. So we go here, and if we can figure out what is probably the launcher for the rat. I'm just OneDrive. What you will do is if you find the file, I would never attempt to remove it from within the Windows system. I don't see anything here suspicious, so I'm guessing all of those were just one and done. What you want to do is you reboot to a Linux Live USB. It's not a webhook, it just goes to their site, but I will do that for you. It goes to 1312 services to all you/delivery. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. If Windows Defender wasn't complete garbage, this would not work. It shouldn't work. There are ways of packing Python so that you can't just get the source. If you use something called Nootka, you can make it stealthier, but these guys don't. So in terms of the rat question, what you do is if you can find the executable that is the rat, what you want to do is just boot into a Linux live and delete it. No, I'm not a furry. Could you put in your webhook and would it work? I'm not going to advise you on how to commit crime, but I imagine it probably would. Would I say Win Defender is enough for 95% of users? It's a hard question because I could answer yes, but I could also say that having no antivirus is fine for a lot of users, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea. There are different tools that compile Python. You can decompile PyInstaller, but you cannot easily decompile Nootka. It compiles to machine code, so you'll just have to use BindingNinja and go through it manually. There are theoretically ways of making it work across reboot, but I've never seen a rat that can persist through reboot or reset, but it is possible to do. I do concepts on a lot of... Okay. Do Linux ransomware? I could. I mean, the thing about Linux malware is that it's pretty uninteresting. Because Linux malware is usually just like something that kind of happens in the background, but it does exist. How dangerous is the host to run malware? Well, I always have it connected to the internet. It doesn't matter is probably the correct answer. I mean, it could matter if... Aimstar? Okay, I'll take a look at Aimstar. The only way malware is going to escape through the network is if you are running a really old version of Windows that has a vulnerability to networms. Hopefully you're not doing that. Let's take a look at this. Am I running this on a VM? Yes. Yes, I am. There is no such thing as TempleOS malware. I don't even really think you can make it because on TempleOS there is no concept of permissions. So therefore, any program has permission to do whatever it wants. You know, people talk about kernel level anti-cheat. Well, everything you run on TempleOS is kernel level. How am I streaming on a VM? I'm not. I'm not streaming on a VM. The stream is like, right, the VM is a window on the computer, so I'm just streaming that. Yeah, I am planning on doing the... yeah, I usually use VMware Workstation Pro. It's good. It's a good program. Okay. So... nothing obvious. Oh, wait. Wait. Is this kernel level? Is this a kernel level cheat? What do I use on my host? Linux. UltraLinux, by the way. Yeah. Okay, so this is a kernel level cheat. Okay. There's something else I thought I would add on. Just we'll do this because this is a video I want to react to, and I don't honestly want to. I don't know if I want to make a whole video on it, but there's this guy, and let me see if I can find it. Share files online, Windows SMB. But there's this terrible tutorial, and I almost wanted to make a video just for this because it's so terrible. Okay, here we go. So this is a guy. If you guys have ever seen my Windows XP video, some people are like, but nobody would ever expose this port to the internet or not use the firewall. Well, this guy knows what's up.
The same thing. Fast, unlimited fiber internet from TechSavvy. Visit TechSavvy.com to learn more.
Hello friend, welcome to my video.
Suspicious project should you look
in this
for a virus?
video?
Okay, I'll answer that before we watch this terrible video. Well, you should look. It depends on the kind of project. If it's Python, it's pretty much always going to be. We'll just go back to this. So you're going to see I would just Command F or Control F semicolon because Python is semicolon optional, and if you see one, that's probably a red flag. If it's C or C++, if it compiles with Visual Studio, you want to look in the VCS, the Visual Studio Solution and Project file.
I will show you how to share files over the internet on Windows. Browse to the folder with the content that you want to share. Choose Everyone to shares the contents with anyone. Choose Read and Write to allows users to list,
Now you let
open,
everyone allow and modify it.
delete, upload, and create new files and folders. Click Network and Sharing Center link. You need to enable the Turn on Network Discovery and Turn on File and Printer Sharing.
Educate you guys on how to do this.
Turn off password
protected
sharing.
Turn off passwords. We don't need that.
If you have Windows Firewall running on your computer, then the security feature will block any connections trying to access the sharing files. Use the steps below to allow the FTP server through the firewall.
Okay, we just get rid of that.
Open the Settings app and go to Windows Security.
Do I like the net framework? It's obsolete.
Click on Inbound Rules, in the left pane. In the right pane, click New Rule, select Port, and click on Next. Type the number 445, in the specific local ports option. Choose Allow the connection, click Next, and select Private Public Domain for the network option.
Okay, we've just gotten rid of all
Give the rule
security.
a name. For e.g. SMB.
SMB. Okay. But don't worry, there's more. He's going to show you how to port forward that.
Next, configure port forwarding on your router. Access the router by browsing the router IP address through web browser. Give a name, for example SMB. Enter 445 in both public port box and private port box. Open command prompt, then type IP protocol configuration to get your IP address. Enter your computer IP address in private IP box.
There you go. There you go. And the next morning you wake up with a crypto lock.
This is my one IP address.
Oh, and he's showing his IP
will be
to
used
the world.
In the next step. You need to restart your computer to apply all the settings. Let's test if it works. Next,
yeah, this guy is
mapping
basically
a network
showing
drive
you
on
how to
another
get
Windows PC. Open File Explorer and select this PC. Click the Map Network Drive drop-down, then select Map Network Drive.
Any computer with an exposed
public
SMB
IP,
port
which you got in the previous step,
so yeah,
then enter a shared folder. You can now open, modify, delete, upload, and create new files and folders.
This guy doesn't know what a VPN is.
As always, if you found this post useful, then subscribe.
This video is years old, and I'm not going to commit cybercrime live. Let's just see if we can find the comments. All right, the comments are below the suggestions. No user auth, no password, firewall without filters. This guy knows what's up. I don't know what. Yeah. I mean, I'm not on the Discord right now, and I'm assuming that whoever is managing that knows what they're doing. No dislikes. Yeah, no. Well, see, the good thing is, actually, and I think this is public information. I'm going to say it anyways. So YouTube is actually adding, like how on X they have community notes? Well, YouTube is going to add that, so you can actually put a note if something is bad information. I actually really like the idea. Let's go back to getting some more quality Roblox hacks. Also, for the people asking about Windows Defender, just note that I didn't disable Windows Defender on this VM, so every virus we have run on this stream was undetected by Windows Defender. How does my IO see a TL? That was not my cheat. That was just some GitHub someone asked me to look at. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you. Oh, it just closed its own error message. Well, that's nice of it. Now, interesting thing, and I learned this actually when I wrote my own info stealer for testing purposes, is that it's impossible. You either need administrator to use the shadow copy service, or you have to wait until the program is closed in order to steal the information. So that's why they closed Microsoft Edge, is because you can't steal from it without doing that. Did I hook my Google account to the VM? No. I mean, if we did that, we wouldn't have to watch ads because I would have YouTube Premium. Well, if you see the video I made on Bitdefender, well, it just depends. See, I actually think tech knowledge and cybersecurity is a bit like the idea that a little bit of information is dangerous. Like, the average person who knows nothing about computers is probably not going to install malicious software. Like, these days, the way it's distributed, it's the people who know a bit who are going to get themselves into trouble. Okay, no persistence so far. Is Intel Management Engine backdoored? I don't know. Should you, if you're running a shop, should you recommend people? I think it depends. I mean, some people are cheap. I think using Bitdefender free is much better than Defender, but that's my opinion. Okay. I don't think the Roblox account manager is malware, but we can look at it. Is Emmy backdoored? No, nobody can answer that question. I mean, I don't think there's a way of dumping the firmware and actually reverse engineering it, but I would say it probably isn't. See, the issue with doing that is someone somewhere will eventually find it. And it's like the whole thing with anti-cheat. Spyware, like, people have this idea that having a bunch of user data is going to make you rich, but it won't. Data is not an asset, it's a liability. Like, unless you have a legal way of monetizing user data, having it just creates a risk that it could eventually leak. So I don't think any company has any incentive to collect data secretly. That would be my opinion. As far as I can see, this looks fine. I'm not that proficient in Lua, but this doesn't look that sketchy. Oh. IP API? Okay, what the hell? Do I have a video showing the least dangerous way to run untrusted software? I mean, outside of using a virtual machine, I mean, on Windows there really isn't much you can do because Windows doesn't have any sort of sandboxing or like app level security. Yeah, sandboxing is definitely better than nothing. And there's actually on the latest versions of Windows, there's this thing called Windows Sandbox, which is a lightweight VM, and it's actually good. I actually made a video on it years ago, and I actually think it's really good. Have I ever seen firmware malware? Have I ever experienced it? No. Have I ever heard of it? Yes. Okay. Well, that's definitely strange, but it doesn't look that bad. Have I gotten cape running? No, I actually haven't. Maybe because I got a trove of hard drives on the way. Maybe I'll set it up once I have those here. No, I don't use a Go. GoXLR is complete crap in my opinion because it only works on Windows with a proprietary driver. So no, I have because people are asking about the audio setup. So the audio setup is yeah, I have a Shure SM7. I have the SM7B, which is the latest version of it, and then I have XLR. Oh, John Hammond is here. Well, actually, fun fact: when we met at DEF CON, we were talking about. He said a lot of people are very excited for the cat ears, and I think John is very into. I think John is very excited for the cat ears as well. Nice to see you, John. So yeah, so I have the Steinberg UR something audio interface. Thoughts on no text to speech showing the risk of Discord malware? Well, I think it's great to raise awareness, and I think his content is good. That's what I think. I think he's a good guy. Yeah, this looks fine to me. Our boy. But for games from untrusted sources, least dangerous way. Yes, we're gonna make John Hammond put on the cat ears next. Well, at least John Hammond actually briefly had an anime profile picture, so we'll count that. So untrusted games, you actually can in Windows Sandbox. Wait, how did you escape Sandbox? But to be fair, blue screening might not be. Okay. You can give me more context. Yeah, I probably will look at that. Have I looked at VX Underground? I have, yes. I know what that is. XP Pen? What is XP Pen? I don't know what that is. Yes. Yeah, I think it was great when John Hammond became Karisu. That's what real professionals do. So, can someone explain? Can you explain? A person asking for XP Pen. Can you explain that to me? What you think the problem with the XP Pen is? Looks like a false positive. John Hammond versus Ebola Man. we're gonna set up a boxing match. You can run games in Windows Sandbox. It's got graphics. Okay, you can DM me about that in Discord. What is NL Hybrid? Best sites like VirusTotal. Okay, my controversial opinion is I'm not a huge fan of VirusTotal for a couple of reasons. First of all, the absolute extortion. VirusTotal will you have to pay VirusTotal $24,000 a year if you want to be able to download from there. Every other site lets me do it for free, but VirusTotal wants $24,000. I'm not paying them, but so that's kind of a thing. But the other thing is, my opinion is for simple malware, right? Like we uploaded a couple of these. Let's see, and of course, when they're well known enough, it changes. But for like common simple malware, like stealers, signatures are useless because you can I mean, if you just pack a stealer, it's not going to get detected. So I don't have a super. I don't know. I prefer. I mean, obviously, I like any run, but if you can't get an account on there, triage is decent, and you just it's not as good. Malware Bazil grid. Yeah, agreed. Sue you. I actually find that drama hilarious. Sue you, because Nintendo's gonna sue you. Yeah, it's $24,000 a year if you want to be able to download off of VirusTotal. What's the program I use to see? I think you're talking about Procmon. Okay, I'll look at it after the stream. Unless it's oh, our driver guy. Probably because I'm getting this on an ARM VM, but process monitor is usually what you want. Oh, sure. Let's do Buzz Heavier again. So we'll just upload something and download it back because that's easier. Do not go to this website. And here we go. Yeah, I mean, some people would pay $24,000 to download malware. I recommend you just go to buzzheavier.com and you'll get a free Luma stealer with every download. Oh, and yeah, the Winamp thing. Well, I honestly, I don't have a huge problem with it. I mean, I would rather have source available than not if we're dealing in proprietary software. Not that I hugely care. I mean, it's not like Winamp is not really commercially relevant anymore. So here is our friends at Buzz Heavier. No, I don't do anything to prevent escape. It doesn't matter. Yeah, the invisible. I think calling it an invisible download button ad is actually a bit misleading because it's not. It's baked into the source code of the application. It's not an external ad. So that's my opinion. Okay. So the magic here is you use this exe is going to be, is it signed? It might even be signed. Let's see if it's signed. Yeah, it's signed. So basically the trick here is you take the application, this application is legitimate, and then you take a related, then what you do, we'll just debug this so I can show you easier, is you put on a malicious DLL. So we'll go to, I don't know why my x64 debug keeps getting killed, but that's what would happen. Yeah, this is the origin of the infamous Turkish Deadpool. I wonder if this is going to be the file. I guess the issue with source available. Will I do another stream anytime soon? Maybe. The issue with source available, in theory, is that if you read the source code and then you write a similar program, you've got a much better case for copyright infringement. Okay, so here is the actual payload. So this DLL is in fact a Luma stealer. What VM software do I use? Pretty much everything. Pretty much everything. I'm just going to quickly install Binary Ninja free on this VM so that we can just see what's in that DLL. Because my x64 debug is broken. You know, the funny thing, someone's saying it's safe because you can tell from the red text. I actually, like, if I see a file I've never seen before with 0 detections, I actually assume it's probably malicious. Oh, I will run it. Of course I'm going to run it. Thank you, normal. You imagine me older. Yeah, apparently. A lot of people think I'm older. I gained 4,000 subscribers. What? Binary Ninja or x64 debug? Those two are not really comparable. Binary Ninja is a disassembler, like for static analysis, and x64 debug is a dynamic analysis, like a debugger tool. So, I mean, both are probably the best of what they do, but they do different things. Jim Browning is actually older. You can, yeah, no, Jim Browning's never going to show his face because, I mean, he's doing things that are not exactly legal. But if you watch, there's a Trilogy Media video where you can see part of Jim Browning's face. He's wearing a mask. Yeah, here we go. Just trying to get this to fit. Oh, well, we'll just live with it. Do I debloat VMs? Depends. If I'm setting up like one of my templates, I don't debloat, but I do disable telemetry because it creates noise in MITM proxy. What do I think about Gen 2? I've tried using Gen 2. I mean, Gen 2 isn't that hard to use if you use it simply, but if you want to do something complicated in Gen 2, it takes too much time. I don't have the patience for it. So as you can see, this setup.exe imports webui.exe, which is where the actual payload lies. And I imagine it's going to be probably packed and obfuscated. I'm good, yeah. Am I using QEMU? What do you mean? Yeah, I sometimes use it with KVM. I prefer VMware a lot of the time, but okay. So let's see. First thing you do because when a DLL is loaded, it loads DLL main. So it looks pretty standard. We can also go to strings and see if we see anything meaningful. Wow. They've put some random domains in there to make it look more legit. See if we have any .shops in here. No .shops. Interesting. Of course, you know Luma. It's .shop. Yeah. Well, none of these are going to be the C2 because if you ever seen Luma, it's going to be it's going to be encrypted. And also look at the memory map. Anything on? Yeah, that's a pretty good sign. This is packed. Yeah, it's going to be very packed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a full reverse on it. I just wanted to show sort of how it works. How we can, because this method is becoming. I'm actually got a full video coming out about this method. Yeah, so here it is. Why is my VM 1080p? I don't even know at this point. You want to be mask it, you run cape with bare metal victim. We could do that. Actually, I think I might do a physical sandbox at some point because it's kind of cool. Okay, so let's see what this does. So we get an error, but this is probably a fake error. And then the payload runs in the background. Okay, Discord is apparently open. So if you want to join the Discord, go ahead. Although you probably get it closed again. So first come, first serve. We're going ham. We just set off a mass join alert. Is the anti-red blocking people again? Yeah, I guess that's how it goes. What desktop environment is best for Arch? I mean, there's no good answer for that. That's kind of what I thought would happen. Yeah, if you tell a bunch of people to join on a live stream, that just. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for Cosmic, right? Cosmic Desktop, but that's not really ready yet. So I think, yeah, depends. GNOME is the most stable, but it's a bit non-standard. KDE very much like Windows, and there's also XFCE, which is very bare bones. I don't think I could. I use NVIDIA, so I probably can't use Hyperland, but yeah, Hyperland is cool, if you ask me. Thank you. We can. I think he meant like a window manager. Hypixel macro. What are we looking at? Macro check. Sketch short. Okay. Thank you. So what are people? People want macros. I don't think there's. There you go. Get some. It's actually hilarious to me that Lego are bidding on Minecraft. When fake TF2 cheats malware, is that a thing? I mean, as far as I know, Valve anti-cheat is so bad that you don't need fake cheats when you have real cheats. Okay. I know how to use YouTube search. This could be fake. Let's try this one out. Oh, it's this. It's this. You know what's incredible is I've tried reporting this so many different ways. How did I learn all of this? There's no good answer for that. That's why I'm ignoring the question. I just don't have an answer. It's good. Okay, so the link is taken down. Fortnite spoofer. All right. Speed autoclicker. I don't see any point in testing autoclickers. I just download it. Just use an open source one. I actually on one of my autoclicker videos recommended an open source one, so I would just recommend that. Ashley Borg. Okay. I know Valve anti-cheat is pretty bad, but maybe it's not quite as bad as it used to be. That's paid. That's actually funny. They're charging. Yeah, well, the issue with YouTube is just like the reporting for YouTube channel about pages is just broken, and they don't seem to be able to fix it, and it's annoying. Because videos, they can take down scam videos, but they don't have a good way of taking down scam channels. Yeah, VAC is bad. I mean, realistically, and people don't like this opinion, it's basically impossible to make an anti-cheat that is not complete rubbish, that is not kernel level. And Valve, for whatever reason, does not want to develop a kernel level anti-cheat, so I don't think there's going to be, I don't have a lot of hope for that. All of these seem to be Discord gated. You could make a kernel anti-cheat on Linux if you want to. Just people don't. Realistically, you could absolutely make it work. I don't really buy into that. I mean, the issue with server-side anti-cheat is, especially on an FPS game where most of it is not server authoritative, it's just not going to work that well. It's pretty easy, like on a MOBA, to have server-side anti-cheat, but I don't know what. Actually, let's see. I don't know what the Dota scripting scene is like. Well, it's a simple matter. It's not as straightforward as caring or not caring. It's just a matter of most, like, YouTube are very aware of video and comment abuse. Channel abuse is much harder to deal with because you can't just give someone a strike. You have to terminate the channel, and if you're terminating the channel, you have to be very confident that the channel you're terminating is actually a problem. So it's just a matter of not wanting false positives, but it does happen.
Hello guys, today I want to show a really based guide on Meepo. Over the past...
It seems like there's some people, but it's not. Okay. The outrageous amount of hacks, cheats, and scripts. Yeah, well, I genuinely, I think the whole unintrusive anti-cheat thing is silly. It's like, okay, it's less intrusive, but it doesn't catch cheats. Then it doesn't. Okay, because if you install, I like Vanguard. Okay, you install Vanguard. You get, okay, people want NL hybrid. We'll look at that. You install Vanguard. Okay, it's invasive, but it works. It works well. You're not gonna have issues. Fair game. The issue I have with it is any level of invasiveness in an anti-cheat that doesn't work is just wasted. Am I in a VM? Yes, I'm on a VM. Yeah. Yeah, most, like, these days, and I think it really kicked off when the Ukraine war started, but I don't know if that's why, but these days, basically any crack you're finding is going to be malware. So I wouldn't recommend downloading cracks. Is Vanguard that good? Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Yeah, to me this looks legit, but I'm going to check it. What do I think about server-side heuristics-based anti-cheat? Well, no. I do not like these login gators, but okay. I think, what do I think about server-side anti-cheat? Well, the problem is that it's just at such a disadvantage. Like, server-side anti-cheat can deal with blatant things, but you can, because, like, most cheaters are not skilled. Most cheaters need to get good. So you can still cheat at a human level. You just can't, cheat at a super, like, you just can't do things that are impossible. It's not hard to find. The thing with Valorant cheats is you can find Valorant cheats, but you're just going to get banned. It'll just take a while. So, can you connect a flash drive to the VM? Yeah, you can. Well, Minecraft is different. Because, oh, they want you to do all of this? Okay, that's ridiculous. But let's see what the ads they've got are going. Traffic. What? I don't even know what they want me to do. Okay. And then this is going to get me to install. Okay. So to answer the question about this NL hybrid, I think the software might be legit, but you're having to go through so many different things that God knows what's going to end up happening to you. Did BattleEye get bypassed? What do you... okay. it can get bypassed, but then you can fix that. Like, that doesn't mean it's completely useless. Do I think there's a future where AI models? I mean, I think this is already happening. But the problem with AI is AI is just like a machine learning we're talking about, not like ChatGPT. It's just statistically sort of figuring out, does this statistically look more like this or that? And therefore, is it probably a cheat or not? So I think it plays a role. Like, I mean, if you're using an algorithm to detect off of server side, that's going to be done using machine learning. But I don't think that's a substitute for client side. I just don't think it is, because a very well designed, because you can also use machine learning to simulate human behavior. Like, you can train a machine learning algorithm. Suppose I want to move the mouse from here to here. Well, as you can see, when I do it myself, there's a bit of movement. If I just used a script, it would just teleport. But I can use an algorithm to simulate that so that it looks more human. So I think machine learning plays a role on both sides of the aisle, and I'm not clear who has the advantage. That'd be my opinion. Also, you can semi-fix DMA by mandating certain Windows virtualization-based features. Yes, I can do that. I'll probably do it after the stream, just because I don't have the setup to do it. Yeah, they made a pretty big fail in the initial rollout of BatLeye on GTA, but yeah, I mean, and I know that Linux people are upset. I actually plan on making a video about this, because okay, let's just do this right now, actually, because I want to talk about this, and then we can just clip this. All right, I just almost just went to a fake unknown cheats, but okay. So the thing about Linux and anti-cheat is most anti-cheats, for the sake of the Steam Deck, technically support running in Wine. But that does not mean that running them in Wine provides a good degree of cheat prevention. So for games, because while Wine can escape, I'm just trying to think of a game that allows Linux. It's unknowncheats.me is the real unknown cheats, but the issue with Linux is, first of all, a Linux process can very easily read the memory of a Wine process, but the opposite is more, while it is technically possible, it is much more convoluted. The other problem, yeah, that is the problem. Other problem is, while Wine is not a sandbox, a Windows program is never going to be designed around Wine. So just running an anti-cheat in Wine doesn't work. The only anti-cheats that can be effective in Wine is stuff like Riot Pac-Man, where it's just to do with how it's packed. You want me to test a program? What were you asking me to test on? Yeah, so what you do is you read well, you can read the Wine processor's memory on oh, my ear is falling off. Okay, let's try and put you back where you belong. It just kind of depends on like how, I'm just looking at some different see, here we go. Yeah, so you can, as these people are saying, you can just completely hide your cheat. You can also write a kernel driver for Linux, and that's going to be totally undetectable too. Have I ever watched Computer Clan? Yes, I have. Oh, no, you can definitely make an effective anti-cheat for Linux, but what you cannot do is run a Windows anti-cheat in Wine and call that an effective anti-cheat. That you cannot do. Yeah, and you can actually just GDB the Wine. Wix? Wix is like a kind of a low-code web builder. Nothing wrong with it. It's like Squarespace. Behavior. Yeah. What's my opinion on tiling window managers? I don't think. I mean, to me, I don't think it's that big of a productivity gain, and I don't think it's worth the time that it would actually take, but it's fine. I don't have an issue with it. Could I see if this download link is malware? Well, maybe, but you certainly can't show it on YouTube because YouTube won't let you. Yeah, a Wine process can easily start a Linux process, but it has to be programmed to do that. Yeah, basically what you would need is a native Linux anti-cheat and a Wine loader. That's what I think. Do most malware samples bypass VMs? I've never seen in the real world a VM escape. If you mean does it detect, yes. Like we can, there's a really small channel that did a VirtualBox escape. Okay. There's like a million problems with VirtualBox escape in the real world. You need a very specific payload, which is only going to work, like, a 0-day is only going to be exploited once before the update comes out. Yeah, the cat ear is drooping a bit. Yeah, and it's kind of tricky because the camera is inverted. That's why I keep reaching the wrong side. I don't know. One of my cat ears is just a bit loose. It's a bit of a problem. Come on, items. Yeah, so it is theoretically possible to escape
Before you
VirtualBox,
think
but
8 liters of
it's
cranberry
not
juice is
something that
the
regularly
only
happens.
solution to your UTI, think pharmacist. Get an assessment and a prescription on the spot.
The big thing though, because it's impossible to escape x86 virtualization. Where there have been problems is with emulated hardware, so I would definitely recommend not using guest editions and not using things like 3D acceleration, because that's usually where the problem comes. Telegram or Signal? Signal. I mean, Telegram, I don't know why anyone would think that Telegram is private or anonymous. You put your phone number in, and your messages are not encrypted, so...
As a special bonus for Pound2Own 2020, ZDI researcher Lucas Leong demonstrates an unpatched exploit in Oracle VirtualBox. We start with our exploit on the virtual machine. We run it as an administrator to ensure our system driver gets loaded. To accomplish this, we create a service that loads the driver. The driver attempts to do an out-of-bounds read for an info leak, and then attempts a use after free for code execution.
There is no hypervisor where there's an escape that is known.
The black screen shows our heap sprays are targeting affected video components.
So in terms of... Okay, well, I'll find the VMware one. Because people want that. From the same channel. Okay, in terms of messaging, you either use something that is entirely encrypted, or you use something that isn't, but has no valuable information on you. So those are your options. Is that good? What if you open a VM and a VM? It doesn't matter. It's not... well, if they're different hypervisors, I guess it adds some security. Yeah, it has a humongous performance impact. Okay, I'll just mute it then. Yeah, so there we go in terms of VM escape. Yeah, it's not a real risk. Like, unless you do something really dumb, it's not a real risk. Oh, look, I'm at the top there. Or pretending to be VM to stop malware. There we go. Yeah, it is suggesting my video. You hope Conhos will return. Well, we're not gonna get Conhos because this is Windows 11. You need like Windows XP or unpatched 7 for Conhos, and you need an exposed IP. I should have gotten pink ears. I think I'm alright. I was kind of thinking about it. No, I like the green. I actually like it. What VM solution? Yeah, Grammarly. I've heard Grammarly is good, but I know it has some privacy issues as well. So I don't know. I don't really like the idea of everything I type go into a server, but I do know it's quite good if you're not, especially if you're not super good at writing English. It can be pretty good. Swap text. Okay. What is swap text? Oh, it's Dropper. Is Tiny 1110 still safe? Well, it doesn't contain malware, but I would strongly recommend that you don't use it. No, I am not going to run remote access. I mean, that's the same reason why I'm not going to do any more of the vulnerable operating system streams. There's just way too much risk doing that on a stream because that essentially is a backdoor way of allowing people to broadcast whatever they want, which is dangerous. So in terms of is Tiny 11 safe? It doesn't contain malware, but it strips a lot of security features. I would not recommend it. Really what we should do is we should get RGB cat ears, and then we could have like a rainbow cat ear. I want to see if that's a thing. How should you encrypt your exe so you don't get decrypted? You don't. You don't. That's the answer. Oh, here we go. RGB cat ears. They actually... do I work a reverse engineering job outside of YouTube? No, I don't. I don't have a job. Is this what you want? Classic shell? Okay. Yeah, I guess it's been rebranded to OpenShell. I would say, okay, well, we can just download it. But I would say it is safe. The thing about tools like this is it's patching low-level system files. So, you know, it's like the whole thing about installing a kernel driver. Like, it's going to be deep, but it should be fun. Excellent. I do. Yeah. Oh, failed to extract. Okay. You want to use CD? There's actually... I think there's actually a modern port of CD. Yeah, there is. It's called NSCDE. And it's based on FEWM, and it looks just like CDE, but it isn't CDE. It's actually hilarious how big of a hack my wife thing is. Is everything on the Winget store safe? I would not feel comfortable making that attestation, but I think they do check it. But I mean, just like the whole thing about, you know, things can get through that shouldn't. It's like how you can get Google test. Google test all the ads, and yet there are some ads that are not legitimate. So I would say I wouldn't rely on the fact that it's being tested, but you just got to use some common sense. NSCDE is new or not so common desktop environment. It's a modern recreation of what Linux, or Unix, not Linux, graphics looked like 30 years ago. Do I have a degree, or do I have an education in software? Well, I don't know exactly what you mean. I don't have a university degree in general, but in terms of, I don't think you. Well, I don't know. I'm sure you could. There are things that are related, but you don't really learn that kind of thing in school. You just have to experiment. I mean, for reverse engineering, I mean, I have my own course on it that you can look at, but it's like you just sort of got to work your way through it, try different things. And for software, it's the same. You got to find like a framework or something that you're interested in, and you still have to learn, and eventually you know how to build a few things, and that's sort of how you get better at it, at least in my opinion. ReactOS show. Yeah, ReactOS is cool. Maybe I should. I don't know if there's been any updates. Maybe I should make another ReactOS video because I made one years ago. Yeah, I'm self-taught. Yeah. News. Click the start menu. It doesn't seem to be working for me. Do the nightly builds? Okay. I'm not going to download it on here because this is just a VM, but okay. Nightly builds. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, ReactOS is very work in progress. It's incredibly hard to build a operating system that is completely compatible with another proprietary operating system without looking at code. No, I'm taking questions from the chat. I'm not looking at Discord. Can people reverse engineer a digital synthesizer? Yeah, you absolutely can. You can reverse engineer anything you want to. I will say, though, on that subject, that unless there is a specific thing you're looking for, if you want to recreate a piece of software that is non-trivial, you're probably going to be better off, and you're definitely legally better off, just creating it from scratch rather than trying to reverse engineer it. Yeah, I have been. It's just not... I don't know if it's because this is an ARM VM. That could be why it doesn't work, but it does not work. I don't know. Do I have a cat? Yes. Can you reverse engineer Lego Island? Absolutely. The only thing is games are a bit tricky because games are generally very non-standard. Like, you'll have some bits of a game engine, and then you'll have the actual game. So it's a bit different. I have been clicking the stop menu. Can a virus escape from a VM? No. Basically, no. I can't show my cat. He's not in the room. He's probably not even in the house right now, so I don't think I can. I might post a picture at some point. I mean, actually, because black cats look pretty similar, so we can just go on Google and you'll see what he looks like. I'll find a cat that looks like him. Well, that's roughly the same.
Some people see black cats.
There you go. I mean, the thing about black cats is they look so similar. I think Matt Casey did. You're right. Is Norton a good antivirus? There you go. I pressed it again. I'm not pressing it again because it's not going to work. Is Norton a good antivirus? I would say it's moderately better than Windows Defender, but I wouldn't recommend buying it. Are you a white cat black? I'm absolutely a black cat hacker. Hello, buddy. My name is Eric. We'll just say it live because someone wanted that. Yeah, we held up the bell again. Full Catboy cosplay at 150k. No, I'm not doing more requests. Besides, what does aim mean? Isn't Malwarebytes the go-to? We'll download it. I don't know if I have bad luck. Every time I have tried Malwarebytes, I have been horribly disappointed. I've seen it being useless, but maybe this is like just me getting bad luck. But Malwarebytes seem to always fail to detect. Every keyboard has... Okay, no, I can't install it on this VM. Every keyboard has a Windows key. Well, no, because if you have a Mac, you have a command key, and if you have a generic keyboard, you have a super key. But it does fundamentally... How much should I trust kernel-level anti-cheats? Well, given they run on Windows, I trust kernel-level anti-cheats more than I trust Microsoft, so I am totally fine with it. What antivirus do I recommend for Mac users? None. For backups, well, I used to like Macrium Reflect, but I think that became paid, so I don't. I mean, nowadays, I generally just back up files. I don't actually do full system images. Do I play chess? I haven't seriously played chess in about 10 years, sorry. Yeah, if you're on a Mac, I would say just... Why is the stream 1610? Because of the screen I'm using. On a Mac, I would say you just need common sense. Nothing's going to make a big difference. On Windows, I would say Bitdefender is wildly better than Defender. I mean, the reality is, on a Mac, the built-in sandbox is good enough that you're not going to run malware unless you're, like, totally trying to. I think this is pretty much going to be the... I think we've pretty much gotten through everything. So I think we'll end this like we ended the previous one, except without the scare before that. Oh, clean. I don't want clean. Well, I guess it doesn't totally. So let's run mems. I tried both ways of pressing it. It doesn't work. What's the password? Yeah, it does end with a 16-bit neon cat. I love how it's called Geometry Dash Auto Speed Hack. I'm going to turn down the volume of the desktop audio capture so that doesn't bother people. Because I know this can get quite loud. Yeah, OpenShell is safe. So this is going to be the end, unless it doesn't work. Oh, okay, it did work, okay. This is going to be kind of the at the end and until, well, let's see if we get, oh, it's starting to work. Antivirus is best. I think Bitdefender is pretty good. I can see what it's doing. I love how it actually does the searches. Well, I think I don't know about you guys, but to me, Kaspersky, like my trust in Kaspersky is dramatically going down after the UltraAV fiasco. Kaspersky is banned in the US, and they promoted a really seedy, kind of off-brand antivirus. And of course, let me just say, epilepsy warning. This malware has kind of a weird vibe. No, Kaspersky users did not consent to UltraAV. It was installed. That's the problem I have with it. Cook Islands, yeah. Yeah, to me it seemed like what Kaspersky did was a bit of a pop. Oh, okay. Is this the real? No, it's a fake. It's it's fake. Oh, and I got one more thing to show. So you know, I'm like Cristiano Ronaldo. So look what we got. Look what we got. I don't know if I have. Yeah, there we go. You know, it's like the stream where Cristiano gets his hand delivered. Mine isn't hand delivered, but there we go. No, I don't watch football. I just know that Ronaldo got a play button very quickly, so that was the point of it. It's a magic trick. Yeah, you can say I got a new belt. How'd I already get it? Well, that's for me to know and for most people to guess, I guess. Yeah, well, I have a time machine, so I can just chrono shift it. How many computers do I have? I mean, assembled, maybe 3 or 4. In terms of, like, parts, probably more than that. I don't watch any sports. Yeah, I'm using a VM. This is not real hardware. My ear is falling off. It always looks like such a fool doing this because the camera's mirrored, so I get it wrong. Is the source code for MEMS available? I don't think so, but you could decompile it if you really wanted to. Yeah, it's a VM. It's a VM. Yeah, it's not real. How much resources did I give it? Not that much. Not that much. It was real, but it break. Well, let's see what happens. It doesn't actually... As far as I know, it doesn't, because given this is UEFI, the actual main, the destructive payload doesn't work. I use both. I have a MacBook and I have a desktop. It's an M1 Max. Can the payload infect the viewers? No, it can't. No, I don't own any consoles. I don't really game that much in general, but I don't own any consoles. If I game, it's going to be on PC. Why can't it break UEFI? Because it's not programmed to do that. Oh? And wait a second. What? We got an EFI shell. Okay. That's weird. I think we crashed the hypervisor. It's a MacBook Pro. You can run Windows on ARM. Yeah, on a VM. I don't know if you can officially, but you absolutely can. Boot manager. Oh. Okay, so I guess it doesn't break it, but okay. So it doesn't play the neon cat, but it does still break it. So that's going to be all for this stream. Thanks to everyone for watching. Nya, 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 nya.